Wow, we are all the up close and personal high def with my new pop socket holder. I'm sorry, forgive me for being 52 with no Botox. How is everybody? I just wanted to come in, yes, 2 videos in 2 weeks or a week. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth. Is anybody watching who doesn't know me? I doubt it. But anyway, my highest weight was 402 pounds. That was in January of 2014. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy in April of 2014 at 360.6 pounds. My lowest weight was 198 for a hot minute. I'd gotten up to as high as 236 with regain, and now I am down to 220 after 2 months or 10 weeks pretty much of solid keto, back at strength training, doing all the things that I know I need to do. So so this is sort of that update, and also I just wanted to give you an update on the potassium situation from last week that I talked about. So I've lost weight. Monday's my official weigh-in day, so I'll know for sure how much I weighed, but I have lost weight this week, which hasn't happened in about 3 weeks, and was sort of getting on my last nerve because impatience, and of course I have been doing all of the right things. And so that was getting a little frustrating, as it does. But so Monday when I weighed and I had not lost weight, I think I might have actually been up half a pound, I decided to look at my measurements. And the last time I took my measurements was August 20th, so this was about 6 weeks. I had lost 4 inches off my stomach, 1 inch off my waist, 1 inch off my left arm. I only measured my non-dominant limbs. 1 inch off my arm and 2 inches off my chest. So, hello, I am all good with that. Fuck the weight, I'm fine. And I knew it was happening because I'm back in my favorite size 10 jeans. They're tight, I'm not gonna lie, but I love them and I'm wearing them today. And I could just tell by the way my clothes are fitting. I could wear my underwear again. I could wear my bras weren't killing me again. I mean, just, I could tell. But I needed a little positive reinforcement, and those measurements did just that for me. So that's exciting. I have, well, let me talk about the potassium update piece. So, had sort of a low potassium crisis. I had gone to the doctor for something else and had my blood drawn, and when my blood results came back, it said my potassium was 2.7. 2.5 is critically low. They called me and said, you need to get to the ER right away, which I didn't want to do, but then I Googled what could happen with very low potassium, and I was like, yeah, probably. Even though I'm tired, I better go do that. So I did. They gave me IV potassium and a lot of oral potassium, which tastes like total ass. It's awful. And then that happened on a Thursday night. So they scheduled an appointment with my primary care physician for Tuesday morning and gave me a prescription for potassium, the liquid potassium, and had me go in for a blood draw on Monday. So Monday, okay, and the other thing is, my theory about this was that I did not drink enough Powerade while I was in New York. Pete Sleeve Rocker, who is always right, and happy birthday, wasn't it your birthday last week? Said something to the effect of, well, Powerade is only like 2% of your daily potassium. So I went and looked, and he was right, and I was like, well, maybe it wasn't the Powerade, but the ER doc was all on board with that, but they don't know. So had my blood drawn on Monday. My potassium was, I think, 3.7 or 3.8, which is on the low side of normal, but when I look back at my records over historically at Kaiser, that's around where my potassium has stayed when I'm on potassium supplements, and the doctor had never had a problem with that. So went to the doctor on Tuesday, and her theory about it, and I do think this is right, is while I was in New York, because I had maintained without the potassium supplements for like 3 years without an issue, but I should have been taking them, obviously. And these are prescription potassium supplements, so they're more than what you would get over the, over the counter. And I also noticed when I got the prescription that they're time-released potassium, so that was interesting. So she said probably what happened was that you just got out of your routine, and the foods that you were eating that were high in potassium coupled with the Powerade, so you're just sort of out of your routine, and it made this happen. And it's true, because at home, I mean, like some of the things Pete suggested, I usually eat salmon once a week. I eat avocado. I eat a lot. And I was eating really virtually nothing, honestly, while I was in New York. I did not eat much at all because I was super busy. My brother, I was staying at my brother's house. He had some Quest bars and some Quest chips, and honestly, that was about all I was eating. So that made sense to me. With the fact also that I'm on a diuretic, hydrochlorothiazide, which can give you a tendency to have low potassium. So this may not happen to just anybody, but I think it's really, it was really interesting to know for me that I had 0 symptoms. Well, except that I was having tingling in my hands, and I actually still am. And I was thinking that maybe that was carpal tunnel because it persisted after my potassium evened out, but the doctor said, no, it can be a couple of weeks before that will go away. So I had very mild headaches. I had some tingling in my fingers that I wasn't sure that that was related to low potassium. But honestly, there's no telling what could have happened if I had not gone to the doctor for something else when I did. So pay attention to that stuff, particularly if you're on keto and a weight loss surgery patient. If anything feels weird, go check it out. I mean, check it out sooner rather than later, because some of this stuff can have a pretty serious impact, and the sooner you catch it, the better you will be. And my mom, I'm driving while I'm recording this. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it before I get home or not, but my mom sent me an article that said women in particular with higher levels of potassium are much less likely to have a stroke. So, and it talked about the sources of potassium in your diet. So I'm gonna, when I am home after I upload this, I will put the link to that article below because I thought it was really good. So what else is going on? I had set a challenge for myself this month to do intermittent fasting, and I am failing on the intermittent fasting, with the exception of generally doing 12 hours between when I stop eating and when I eat again, which I think is just going to have to be it for me right now. I tried 16 hours, and it was really screwing with my food schedule, and I was eating much later at night than I wanted to, and then I was going to do Fat Fasted Friday with Tanya, and I just couldn't do it. I was hungry. Couldn't do it. So I think for right now, because things are progressing exactly as I want them to, I am doing great on keto. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I talked to my bariatric surgeon's office. They had, Kaiser had my height wrong in their medical record, and so when I went to the doctor the other day, I got them to height me. It's not weigh me, but to measure my height again and correct it, because their barometer for a plastic surgery consult is BMI. So it's a 34 BMI. I'm at 36 BMI right now. It's about 10 pounds that I need to lose to qualify for that. She did say that, which I don't think is going to be a problem at all. I mean, it just may take me 2 months to do it, but I will get there without a problem. She said that they typically don't like to perform plastics unless you are at below a 30 BMI, which would be like 184 to me. And I just said, you know what, they're going to have some leeway with that, because I have lost 200 pounds and I strength train, and BMI is not an accurate measure for me. I have never been 184. I'm not going to be 184 without getting some of the skin removed. So there. And I also tweaked my knee. I actually tweaked it a while ago, but it's gotten progressively worse. So I got an x-ray of that. I start physical therapy on Friday. I missed one workout with Brandon. It's really the stuff that's like deep range of motion. Biking, you know, anything where I'm bending my knee, biking, lunges, squats, that doesn't make me happy at all that I can't do squats right now. And rowing, because of the movement of your legs when you're rowing. So, at least until I go back to at least until I get to physical therapy, we're just gonna do arms and core. I missed one workout on Thursday. I went today, and it felt great, and I got a good workout. I was sweating my ass off. It was hard, and it felt awesome. So that's what I am doing. I think that about sums it up. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.